What's up, everybody? You guys, Merry Christmas week.
Yes, Merry Christmas. Happy
Um,
New Year.
for your Christmas gift, it's just Jerry and I. You're welcome.
My phone fell. Yes, you're welcome. Hi. Yes,
You guys were a mess. Okay.
Tracy and
Jerry, how was your Christmas?
my Christmas was good. I went live with all of my Feisty fam. I gave them huge Christmas gifts.
That's nice.
Yeah,
I actually avoided all social media and gave myself a couple days off.
what you needed.
I did. I felt better.
But you also had Christmas with the fam, right?
Yeah. So Christmas Eve, we went to my parents' house, and Christmas Day, we stayed home. And then the day after Christmas, Anthony took the kids and went to his parents' house up, and that's like a 2 hour drive away. So everybody got to see everyone pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. And I stayed at home, stayed to my son came over Christmas Eve. So that's always fun. That was fun. And then we watched Bram Stoker's Dracula. That's the best Christmas movie ever. It's nothing to do with Christmas.
I'm like, what? I'm like, what?
It has nothing to do. It has
So
nothing to
we
do.
had a family game night,
I love it.
and it ended in tears.
Why? What did you
Oh,
do?
because my kids are competitive like I am, and only one person can win, like Highlander, and nobody was having it. Like I actually dipped. I was like, listen, I'm tired. We've been sitting here 3.5 hours. My left butt cheek is numb. I gave all my property, was Monopoly version for the college, but it was Buckopoly for Ohio State, whatever. I'm like, I gave all my property and all my money to my youngest kid because he was looking really down in the face. Like he was not doing well. I gave him all my stuff, and I'm like, listen, I'm dead. Alexander just inherited all my property. Go be a slumlord or something. I'm like, so Liam and Caroline were mad. And Anthony's just like, what? I'm like, listen, he's taken over. So
Hey,
I don't know. I don't
hey,
know if it lasted. I had to, after 2.5 hours, I was just done.
you missed.
Somebody put on like basically the equivalent of a hotel, and every time somebody landed on it, everybody was broke. Like literally everyone was broke. I'm like, I admire it, but you just literally cut the throat of your entire family. So wait, whatever. I mean, I enjoy your killer instincts, but it's supposed to be fun, and this is not fun. So
Had you have caught my live show on Facebook regarding my new MLM, the Squat Squad, you would have
oh,
felt
right.
you would have felt totally fine because you're like, you know what, it doesn't matter because I just joined Geraldine's new MLM, the Feisty Squat Squad, and I am going to be rich. Boom.
Oh my God. I cannot believe I have not
Boom.
already jumped on this amazing opportunity.
I'm telling you, it's golden. It's golden. I got this.
It sounds like it's a golden shower.
It
Like it's
is.
golden, all right.
It is, I swear. And the kits are only $9.99.
$999
Yeah.
or $9.99?
No, $999.
Man,
It's a
it
killer.
seems like a deal. I don't know.
Hmm.
Um,
It's amazing.
I am going to look at your income disclosure statement, and then we'll get back to you.
I don't blame you. But you know what? Like any true MLM, that doesn't exist yet, so you're going to have a hard time finding it.
Damn it.
Sorry. I'm allowed to skate on that ice for about 4 years, babe. 4 years.
That's true, because how long did Paparazzi go before they put an income disclosure statement out? I want to say it was like
Correct.
7 years.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Correct. Yeah.
Because when I joined in 2017, they didn't have one. I
No.
want to say that came out in 2019.
Yeah.
First one ever. So that's 9 years, actually, right? 8 years? 8 years? Yeah.
Hmm. So they skated around for a long time. So
So you're good.
I'm good. I don't need
Yeah.
that.
Okay. You can make any kind of ridiculous claims you want because there's nobody to disprove it.
None. None.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do claim that you will be rich beyond your wildest dreams. And it works itself. All you have to do is buy the kit. And you also get a squatty potty with the $9.99
Oh
kit.
my God. Okay. Funny story. I bought the squatty potty.
No! Say you didn't.
I
Say
did because my youngest son was too short, but he was too tall for like you know what I mean? He just needed it. And I trip over it every time I go into the shared bathroom.
so
Every single time.
did you ever try it?
No, I don't really have that issue because I have no gallbladder. I kind of have the opposite issue.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
TMI, tea
Wow.
time.
This is definitely tea time TMI for
Mm.
sure. For sure. Okay, so we do have tea for you guys. Nothing that you don't know, but maybe you don't. I don't know. I don't
Couple.
maybe. I don't know. Now there's some things you probably don't know that we do have for you. And we are also going to share our New Year's resolution with you, right? Because there's a lot of consultants that have their own New Year's resolutions that we find very interesting. So we're going to go
Yeah.
share some of those with
I
you.
mean, I hope we're not keeping anybody from the National Paparazzi Day of Prayer Zoom tonight. Um,
In case you guys didn't know, it's hot off the press.
yeah, I've gotten this message about, I want to say 9 times now. The National Day of Prayer for Paparazzi, December 28th at 7 p.m. That's today, 7 p.m. They didn't say whether it's mountain time or whatever, but it came from Johnny's Jewels. That's Michelle Johnny. Came from Johnny's Jewels. They actually have a quote here from Matthew, chapter 11, verse 12, 11 to 12, the King James Version. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violent take it by force. National Day of Prayer for Paparazzi. Zoom meeting ID 813-5898-3381. Passcode PAPA, P-A-P-A, if anybody needs to join that. I'm going to go ahead and pop it up here on the screen so everybody can go ahead and take their screenshot. Let me make it real big. So if anybody needs to screenshot that and dive into that Zoom, baby.
There you go.
Because it's, I mentioned to Jerry before we got on, I'm like, did you get 865 notifications for that National Day of Prayer? And she's like, uh-huh. And what'd you say, Jerry? Too bad they couldn't do it for the actual consultants that passed away.
Yes.
They're going to pray for the corporation, but they're not going to have a National Day of Prayer for the consultants that died from the COVID super spreader event. Pretty gross.
It's gross. And according to Michelle Johnny, the reason why she did not want to say the names of those who have deceased, and she only gave $25 to the GoFundMe accounts, which I just wanted to throw that in there because, for Michelle Johnny, I guess that's a whole lot of money, is because she felt it was disrespectful to say their names. But I guess it also would be then disrespectful to have a national day of prayer for them. But it's okay to get together and let's pray for our businesses because, oh Lord, my commission check sucks. Oh Lord Jesus, please, Jesus. Jesus, please pray for my business.
Yeah, so they're praying for money. Let's be real here. They're praying for money because we're rocking the foundations of their foul business. So instead of praying for people, they're praying for money. I saw somebody notice I got my happy planner. Thank you. Yes, my new planner. So I'm going to be very organized for 2022. That's one of my goals. Organization. I got my new planner. Somebody just commented they got the same planner. It looks so happy and cheerful. I love it.
I like your shirt.
Thank you. It's my football.
That's cute.
I am beyond disgusted that they would take a verse from the Bible to support their business prayer when they can't pray for humans. I mean, let's not forget that delightful individual who made a video about how much she was a Christian but didn't like us.
Oh, wait, I'm not sure I know who you're talking about.
Oh my gosh. I feel like I should play this for everybody right away.
Please remind me because I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
For anybody who didn't catch it, there's a former paparazzi elite consultant who just left the company but left with this message, y'all. Let me see if I can get the volume up. Let's see here. Oh no, what happened? Oh, there it is, the little arrow.
Those bitches on Tea Time will never fucking get me. I hate them. I hope they fall down a flight of stairs and bust out their front teeth. I don't wish them dead because that's not Christian-like.
Not Christian-like.
But if, their faces got rearranged, I wouldn't bat an eye. They are not why I'm doing this, so don't let anybody ever say that. I legit hope that they fall and have, scars across their damn cheeks. I hate them. Just saying. Just saying.
But wait for it.
I fucking hate them. But I love you. If you guys are just hopping on, I have submitted my resignation letter, and I am no longer a paparazzi consultant. I've already been removed from the elite.
I hate them, but I love you. Bipolar much? Just saying.
So I'm sorry. Is that how
I
God
hope that she can make it to the National Day of Prayer, because it sounds like if anybody needs Jesus, it's that wackadoodle. But whatever.
So is that how God works exactly? Like, so just as long as I don't wish somebody dead, I can wish bodily harm on them and I'm still okay, a Christian, and God has my back? Is that how that works? Because I
And
think
also,
she's
if
taking
you
lessons.
pray hard enough for money, if you're a
Oh,
very good Christian, you're rich. You get rich. So
oh,
we got to pray for business, and we got to pray for our enemies to be personally injured.
okay. I'm
I'm
trying to.
not sure
It gets
that
so,
I saw that book in the Bible. I don't know where that book is. I'm not sure.
oh, it's so confusing to me.
I mean, I don't wish them dead, because that wouldn't be Christian-like. But if their faces got rearranged and they had scars, that'd be good. Okay.
but see, Erica Cole does wish us dead. So does that negate her
Well, I
Christianity?
mean, did she wish us dead, or did she just offer to hide the
That's
bodies,
true.
dispose of the bodies, if
That's
we
true.
accidentally ended up no longer alive?
That's true. If somebody accidentally killed us, she offered
Yeah.
to hide the bodies. That's true. So I guess she is still Christian like then, right?
I'm pretty sure that there are very few members of the actual Christian faith who would want to claim that. Yeah. So,
You know what? I was raised in a church. I was in, you know, youth camps and I went to church for years and I never remember reading that in the Bible. I really don't. But,
okay,
you know,
right here, Christian, Catholic grade school, Catholic high school, Catholic college. I attended Thomas More University, which is a Catholic college. Whole lot of Bible study. Whole lot.
I'm so,
Probably between church and classes where we actually studied, we had to take religion. Probably read that book twice, cover to cover. Missed that chapter. Maybe it's the KJV, that King James version, because that's not actually the Bible that the Catholic Church, I don't think. It's not the, yeah, I don't think the
that's
King
not
James version. Maybe it's the version, not the virgin, the
the
version.
so this is here's the deal. I'm strongly thinking that perhaps Paparazzi has hired Patty Shevlin to do some kind of reversion, like the Paparazzi Bible version of Christianity, because it seems very, very delusional and way off of any Bible I've ever seen. So they're all kind of practicing this now. So I think that's why Patty Shevlin said that she was the angel sent from heaven to make everything okay. Maybe Misty Kirby bestowed that title on her. So
Oh, yeah, because do you remember way back when we first started Tea Time and we read that message that was in the elite group from Misty, and it was like, you only get one chance, the gospel according to Misty?
I remember that.
Oh, it's the Misty Kirby version of the Bible.
And
That's where we should have. That's where we haven't seen
right,
that one.
right.
Yeah.
And so I think she actually got Patty Shevlin to start spreading that news because
So Patty's an apostle now.
she is, yes. Uh-huh. So
Oh,
it's the
okay.
pulpit according to Patty, and Erica Cole jumped right on board. Tommy Johnson's a little bitter because she thought that Misty Kirby would choose her. So she's preaching hard, girl. I'm sure she's going to be the first one in that Bible study chain with Michelle Johnny today. But they need to pray hard for their income because, wow, I think that we got a post from Nicole Colleen, don't we?
Oh, Colleen
I'm
Nicole.
sorry.
That's right.
Colleen Nicole. I
You
always
guys, and I mean, you can tell me that I'm incorrect, but I'm pretty sure under FTC guidelines, this might have been an income statement, even though it was an income loss statement. But let's see here.
income loss statement.
Let's see. Attached. Okay, so I want to show. Let's just do for receipts, right? We got to do receipts. So here she is. Check it, Colleen Nicole, right?
That's
Okay.
a whole lot of post. Whole lot of post.
This, she has a challenge. So this is going to be exciting. Attached is the official statement saying our jewelry is safe. No lead or nickel. Because everybody, we got that email from Paparazzi, right?
We're going to
It didn't say no lead or nickel. It actually said we removed the words lead and nickel free. Attached is the official statement saying our jewelry is safe. No lead or nickel. I thought she had gone to nursing school, but apparently Hooked on Phonics did not work for her because she is illiterate. She's saying no lead or nickel. I believe she just made a claim.
But
Paparazzi doesn't support her claim. But okay, no lead or nickel. Thank you for everyone who has trusted the brand and us as uplines. Good over evil will always win and God will provide. Again, the prosperity gospel. Following up after our team talk the other day, since they wanted to take I think she meant OUR, but it says hashtag to relaunch everybody's businesses and to start fresh and new. Instead, people wanted to take the hashtag and link it to a negative group. I verified our hashtag officially for our team, which is hashtag the Glam Squad established 2017. And the hashtag to launch our businesses back into action for the new year with new goals and new promises to yourself. So I have a challenge for you. Use the hashtag relaunch the Glam Squad 2022. Hashtag relaunch the Glam Squad 2022. I verified this one as well. Post a picture of you and the goals you have for 2022 using the hashtag on your timelines. I will look back on January 2nd to look at all the hashtags and pick 5 winners. 5 winners of what? So she's having a contest, but she's not disclaiming the winner, what they're going to win, the prize. Again, I don't care about my $164,000 pay cut in November. I, again, could care, she says careless, if it's 0.
Oopsie.
I want to hold this up again.
Oopsie.
My $164,000 pay cut. So, y'all, real question. How much is she making if her pay cut was $164,000? Now, here's another post she had where she did a TikTok where she was doing a little dance. 2022, we're jumping out. We're jumping out the gates with our blinders on. After people quit because of false accusations, well, there's your statement from the company. You will regret it. I'm here to never give up on my team, and at least I'm loyal to my tribe and believe in my company and their products from day one. I'm a lifer. I'm ready to run back out. Who else on my team is ready to run with me? Hashtag relaunch the Glam Squad 2022, January 1st. I am so tempted to post something relaunching the Glam Squad. Like, I'm just tempted to write Glam Squad on an egg and launch it into the street and watch it crack. But that's mean, right? Yeah.
Let's do a TikTok.
Relaunch. Boo!
So funny.
I am a little confused as to why someone would actually post publicly that they had a $164,000 pay cut in a month. In November, her November check for her October team commission, $164,000 pay cut. I could care less if it's 0.
And that's for 1 month, y'all. That wasn't annually. That was for the month of November.
So that was her October team purchases for November payment.
No, it was her November purchases. She got paid that December 20th.
Okay.
Mind you, when you're in Paparazzi, your lowest check is always December, right? So it kind of starts scaling off. Mine wasn't. I've always stabilized, but October is okay. November gets a little sucky. December just sinks because consultants aren't buying $5 jewelry. They're buying gifts for their family, and other shoppers, which are your other consultants, aren't buying $5 jewelry from you. They're buying gifts from their family. Okay. So if she took a pay cut that large, number one, it makes me absolutely nauseated that somebody of that caliber makes that kind of money a month doing nothing but doxing people, okay, on the web, trolling people, and really has no positive life whatsoever except for scamming people into paparazzi. Number one. Number two, if her pay cut was that big for November, December, what? And now we do know for a fact, because we have moles. We do know for a fact that consultants' checks are between 60 and 80%. Their commission checks are between 60 and 80% in the tubes since tea time. Since tea time. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. With no scars on my cheeks, Monica Vaughn. Sorry, not sorry.
And you know,
So,
not a single person had to be pushed down the stairs for that to happen?
nope. I've never wished bodily harm on anybody, not even Misty Kirby. And yet I'm not the one that's praying and claiming I'm a Christian every single time I open my mouth. I have never wished any of them. I don't even wish bodily harm on Monica fucking motherfucking Cox. Ever. I don't want any of them to get hurt. I want them to stop swindling people out of money with their falsities and lies, is what I want. But all the while, we got the Tommy Johnsons and we have the Monica Vaughns and we have the, Michelle Johnnies all doing
Johnny's Jewels, they're having a national day
Christian
of prayer
right?
for paparazzi accessories.
Don't get it twisted, people. Just because I don't spew from my mouth every 3 minutes that I'm a Christian, and then on the same sentence I'm hypocritical about it, does not mean that I don't believe in God. I actually do. He and I have a very close relationship, right? That's between me and him.
What does that t-shirt say? I love Jesus, but my
Oh,
mouth though.
I'll do what I want. No, that's not. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. What t-shirt?
I just saw a t-shirt the other day that says I love Jesus, but this mouth though.
Right. Totally.
Yeah.
That's me. But I don't need to reassure people every 3 minutes that I'm a Christian.
Well, I
But
think
I'm saying
one major point would be,
bullshit.
since when do we make our business about religion? Since when do we use our religion as a hammer to bludgeon people into doing business with us?
Correct.
If you are a person of character with ethics and morals, you don't need to tell people that you are religious. Your actions should show that you are a worthy person that is worthwhile to do business with.
Correct.
If you are a successful person, people want to emulate your success. But when you're false about your success and where your success comes from, then you are fooling people and lying to people and deceiving people into believing that if they just join you and do what you did, they will be as successful as you. And that is where the despicable lie of paparazzi comes to a halt.
Yep.
The folks that are screaming the loudest about their religion are the folks who are making money off the backs of the people on their teams and not actually making money from selling the product.
Yep.
But telling you, just sell your jewelry. Just sell your jewelry. Follow me and sell your jewelry. Jesus will provide. We're going to pray about it. That's not how business works. That is certainly not how paparazzi works.
That's certainly not how God works.
At least the God that I believe in does not reward people for falsity.
Nope.
But we'll follow up Colleen's statement that said they sent us proof. Let a nickel free. Then we have Mandy Heinches post to her team, which is Team SS, right? Here's her team. There's it is, Team SS, right? Her statement says, Team SS, which is Team Shining Success. Make sure you notice the recent changes to the description of the jewelry. Our amazing jewelry hasn't changed, but corporate has removed the term lead and nickel free from the description. Colleen Nicole, can you read?
Hello.
It's still the same jewelry made with the same materials and high standards as always. Our jewelry still meets and exceeds the government safety standards, which many costume jewelry manufacturers don't care to do. Read up on the California proposition. If we follow that, our jewelry is of better quality than a lot of items we use daily. Please read the information below as it gives an excellent description of materials used, testing procedures, and government standards. The information below conveys completely just how safe our jewelry is and strengthens confidence and pride, as many popular jewelry suppliers do not meet these standards. Compliance hasn't said we can't say lead and nickel free. Please don't freak out. This is just a post to inform everyone of how to professionally speak about the products. If anyone asks what they're made of, you can easily save this and send it to them. If you read California Prop, you will understand it's still the same. Okay, so Jerry and I did, interestingly enough, read California Proposition 65. I've pulled this up here, and there is a very good website on the California Office of Environmental Health Hazard Assessment. And I'm going to show you guys this so you can screenshot and find the same article I did, okay? This is by the state of California's office, which enforces Proposition 65. And this article is entitled Proposition 65 in Plain Language. Basically, what is Proposition 65? It is a law that was signed in 1987, which basically makes manufacturers of consumer products and goods disclose contaminants and chemicals that either cause cancer or birth defects and developmental delays. Okay, that's all it covers. All right.
But
what kind of chemicals are on the Proposition 65 list?
Yeah.
A wide range of naturally occurring and synthetic chemicals that are known to cause cancer and birth defects or other reproductive harm. These chemicals include additives or ingredients in pesticides, common household products, food, drugs, dyes, or solvents. They may also be used in manufacturing and construction, or they may be byproducts of chemical process such as motor vehicle exhaust. Okay? If a company has those potential products, those potential chemicals in their products, they're supposed to put a warning on their items. There are safe harbor levels that the government says if you have less than a certain amount of this toxic, otherwise toxic chemical in the product, then you don't have to disclose the amounts that are in it, right? So here's my question. Proposition 65 says that the onus is on the manufacturer to either put the warning on the product or test and prove that the product doesn't contain that toxic chemical in the amount that has to have a warning on the label. Paparazzi made a claim that they meet Proposition 65's guidelines. Where's the proof? Where's the testing results? Both consultants, former consultants, customers, and users of the product have contacted corporate, posted their emails in the Crack the Crown group in the Recovering Paparazzi Consultant group on Facebook and said, I contacted the company and asked for them to show me proof that those chemicals are not in the jewelry. They responded back with a generic answer that says in fact, I'll read you the generic answer. Let me pull this up because this is what they sent in their press release from their new, what do you call that? Their new PR company?
Yeah. Well, we can't verify it's their new PR company. We're assuming it is.
Well, because they don't make any statements generally, so.
Correct. We do know that they have hired a professional PR company. So those consultants who are hanging in there with Paparazzi, finally, your beloved company has started taking some action and they have a professional PR company coming in. How do we know this? Because we know things. Sorry, Misty.
So Paparazzi sent an email out to their consultants. It says, Dear consultant, we are writing to address misleading and false rumors regarding the contents of Paparazzi jewelry. Paparazzi Accessories meets applicable safety laws and regulations in the United States, including California Proposition 65, which is one of the most stringent consumer laws in the United States, even though some jewelry may contain trace amounts of lead and nickel. The metals found in Paparazzi jewelry pieces are primarily made of iron and include other trace minerals. Those trace minerals are made up of a metallic alloy of either zinc, steel, or aluminum. Before our jewelry is sold, Paparazzi tests its jewelry for chemicals of concern using labs that are accepted by the United States Consumer Product Safety Commission. They're stating they do testing. So are they just throwing jewelry at them and saying doing a test and not gathering the results? Because, you know, we've asked for the results. Multiple people have asked for the results. No response.
And
nor are there any on file with the California state.
With all of this jewelry they bring out daily, are they testing every single piece or is it just random?
Right. So it says, Paparazzi Accessories is required to undergo testing for compliance with California's Proposition 65. This process includes testing for all heavy metals, including lead, nickel, and cadmium, as well as testing for phthalates. The testing process also ensures the requirements of the Federal Trade Commission's Green Guide are met. These guidelines provide businesses with general principles that apply to all environmental marketing claims, among other things. Pursuant to the Green Guide, a company is permitted to describe an item as quote-unquote free of or quote-unquote does not contain a certain substance, even for a product, package, or service that contains or uses a trace amount of the substance, if, number one, the level of the specified substance is no more than that which would be found as an acknowledged trace contaminant or background level. Number two, the substance's presence does not cause material harm that consumers typically associate with that substance. And number three, the substance has not been added intentionally to the product. We are confident that our products are safe and pose no danger to you. Unfortunately, this issue has been and continues to be misrepresented by individuals who have no basis for their claims and are using it as an attempt to undermine Paparazzi's reputation. Paparazzi firmly stands by the quality and viability of its testing and the safety of its products. So, we do have actual information. It is not baseless because let's talk about Lead Safe Mama. Now, I'm not talking about our home lead test that showed the presence of lead in multiple pieces of jewelry. I'm not even talking about our nickel test we all performed at home, which showed nickel in some pieces of jewelry. Let's talk about Tara Rubens, the Lead Safe Mama, who's an independent third-party advocate for safe products, not in the dangers of lead in consumer products in the United States. And she's an educator, right, for this very subject. Lead Safe Mama chose several pieces of Paparazzi jewelry to test. She tested some earrings, she tested a ring, and here's the thing. In that jewelry, she found arsenic.
Not
54 parts per million. The acceptable consumer level for safe harbor is less than 3 parts per million. She found 54 parts per million. That is over, I'm not very good at math, but 15, 18 times the amount of that product that's allowed to be in a consumer's presence, okay?
Now, let me tell you guys something. I read this information from Lead Safe Mama when I was about 2 years into Paparazzi. And this is when it started making me go, that's very interesting. Could it be that Paparazzi is lying to us? And this is when I started doing research. And this is when shit started getting real for me.
Now, here's another dangerous heavy metal found when Lead Safe Mama tested one of the products that she tested, which is a Paparazzi ring. Cadmium. Cadmium, another one of the toxic heavy metals that is covered under Proposition 65. The acceptable amount of cadmium, because it is so, again, much more dangerous than you would think, is less than 200 parts per million.
Now,
parts per million.
On Prop 65, is that inhalation? Is that inhaled?
So let me pull up the chart because I did look at that.
Okay.
So I got so many things that I downloaded. I downloaded so much stuff from this website. So for cadmium
is inhalation. This is where it's fucking bullshit.
But there's both. There's a level of 0.05 parts per million for inhalation, 4.1 for oral, meaning that if you touch it to your mouth, like if you touch it to your mouth, right? So 4.1.
Okay.
The level that Lead Safe Mama found in the ring that she tested was 11,000 parts per million. Now, in case you're wondering,
did you hear that?
These are screenshots from Lead Safe Mama's page, okay? And you can look her up. It's Lead Safe Mama. So that one was the arsenic, and here's the cadmium. I didn't even talk about antimony, okay?
Now, this test it's at least 2 years old, okay?
Right.
This is the same time Paparazzi was claiming that they're lead and nickel free and Prop 65 compliant, right? Lead and nickel free, Prop 65 compliant. Lead Safe Mama does a test, and she does official tests, by the way.
Yes.
Through the roof, arsenic and cadmium. Interesting, right?
So, according to a source, a pair of Paparazzi earrings were tested using the XRF testing, a method applied by the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission. Based on the results of the test, there were alarming levels of cadmium found, along with relatively high traces of other toxic heavy metals like antimony, which are known to cause cancer. Not enough tests have been done to prove whether antimony is as harmful to humans as it is to the rats that were tested, because no one's going to test it on humans, but it caused cancer in rats. In any case, while it may not be that all Paparazzi pieces contain cadmium, one can never be too careful because here's the thing. Maybe every single piece of Paparazzi jewelry doesn't contain toxic heavy metals. Hell, when we did our home testing, half of them tested positive for lead, half tested not positive for lead. When we did the nickel testing, same thing. Half were not nickel, half were nickel. You guys, we didn't say every single piece of Paparazzi jewelry contained heavy metals. We said that our home test showed that half of them did. And that's alarming because they put out thousands of pieces of product a year. And you're telling now, okay, so, and this is the other thing I wanted to point out. So people are asking us about private testing. We have submitted some jewelry for private testing. Multiple people have submitted jewelry for private testing. It costs about $90 per piece to check it for all toxic heavy metals, for a full toxic heavy metal screening, plus organic elements like arsenic, because arsenic is actually an organic compound. It is not a heavy metal.
Right.
$90 per piece of jewelry. Do you honestly think that Paparazzi Accessories is testing one of every single item that comes through to prove that it's actually not toxic and made to the standard that they state that it's made to? Let's also not forget that we have asked, consultants have asked, former consultants have asked, actual customers have asked for the proof of their testing. If they have nothing to hide, why will they not publish their results? The state of California has zero testing from them. Zero. So when we get our results back from these labs collectively and submit them to California to state, this is what this lab found, if anything is found that's questionable, then it'll be up to the state to take action. But our preliminary testing and Lead Safe Mama's testing showed that these amounts were there. So, they can make all the statements they want until they show us the proof. We do have a reasonable doubt that they are testing their jewelry and that it is safe. And we raise these concerns because we touch this jewelry to sell it. We still have inventories. Jerry and I still have Paparazzi jewelry inventories that we work with to try to get rid of the money that we invested in this product. Beyond what we touch on a daily basis, think about all the people that work in the Paparazzi warehouse around this jewelry on a daily basis.
Yep.
Their employees are exposed to it for hours and hours and hours a day.
Yep.
This is potentially damaging, not just to consultants, but also to their employees. And this is not us trying to tarnish the shining name of Paparazzi. If their product has been tested and has been shown to be free of the dangerous levels of toxic chemicals and natural compounds, why won't they show anybody the tests? They haven't even presented them to California, according to the California office that oversees this, which is, I had the website pulled up. Hold on, I'll tell you all exactly what the website oversight group is.
And while she's doing that, my question is, now that I have a boutique, I do handle a lot of different other companies that sell jewelry, and most of their items are tagged lead and nickel compliant or lead and nickel free
Yeah.
or Prop 65 compliant. And I've never seen Paparazzi put that on any of their tags, ever.
It's the
Ever.
Office of Environmental Health Hazard Assessment, which is part of the California Environmental Protection Agency. That is who administers this Prop 65 law and monitors compliance for the state of California. So they're saying that that's the most stringent standard and they meet it. If they're meeting that standard, why doesn't the office that oversees that standard have any proof of their testing at all?
And if they did, why doesn't Paparazzi just show us so we can squash it?
So Roxy Hall, you're saying you're concerned but sell and pass to others. We're concerned and we sell and pass to others with the warning that this may contain chemical compounds that could be dangerous to you when you're exposed to it over a long period of time.
And Roxy Hole, you have no idea what these consultants financially went through. They financially spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on inventory that they're sitting on, that the company will not give them monies back for. Let me tell you the difference between me and a consultant like Michelle Johnny. Let me tell you the difference between me and a consultant like Colleen Nicole. Well, first of all, I sell. She just doesn't. Let me tell you the difference between me and Mandy Heitch. The difference is I am not falsifying to people that this, in fact, is a safe product. I tell them I have doubts that they meet Prop 65, although they state that they do on their website. Here's the pieces. Here's the price. Take your own risk. At least
And
I'm honest.
the other thing is the average person may only be exposed to it for a short period of time for wearing a piece of jewelry occasionally. We're concerned with consultants who are touching hundreds and hundreds of pieces of it continually on a daily basis. Their level of exposure is much higher. It's like being exposed to x-rays, right? You know that long-term exposure to x-ray radiation is dangerous to you, right? But you still go as a human being when you break a bone and get an x-ray or have testing done. They put a lead screen over you to limit your exposure to it, but x-rays have a little bit of a risk, right? The x-ray technician used to be in the room with the x-ray machine. Now they exit and go behind a lead screen. But they're still getting trace amounts of x-ray radiation exposure every time they do their job. I'm more concerned about the x-ray technician's safety than I am about the person who's getting an occasional x-ray for a potential broken bone.
Right.
So when we sell the product to an end user, which is what we're supposed to be doing, selling it to a consumer who's going to wear it occasionally, their level of exposure is probably not as dangerous as it is to someone who's exposed to it on a daily basis for multiple hours. So I get that your opinion of it may differ than ours, but that's where we're coming from.
Correct.
Paparazzi jewelry is for sale on my website for $2 because that's all I think it's worth now, and I'm just trying to get it the hell out of my house. But I also invested over $250,000 in inventory that I got stuck with when I got canceled by the company for, trying to defend a handicapped man and his rights on their corporate event boat trip. So I have no respect for Paparazzi as a company, and now I have very little respect for them to potentially be telling the truth about their product testing since they won't show me the proof.
Okay.
We've had multiple people come forward and say they've had medical issues. Are we making medical claims? No, we're not. But we are having jewelry tested by labs who are of the same standard as they're saying these Consumer Protection Agency labs are. And when we get the test results back, it'll be interesting to see whether they were telling the truth or not.
And I had medical issues. I still have.
But I'm saying we're not making medical claims because we're not doctors. And this is not a court of law. This is just a discussion about potential issues. But I feel like people need to understand that if you've been having strange symptoms, read up about what cadmium, arsenic, lead,
Yep.
nickel,
Yep.
antimony exposure do to the human body. And if
Mhm.
you're experiencing any of those potential symptoms, how about you talk to your doctor about having a long-term heavy metal toxic exposure test? Because it's not a blood test. If
Right.
you've been exposed to it long term, you actually have to take a 24-hour urine test because apparently after exposure long term to some of these toxic chemicals, your body starts to metabolize them and stores them in your organs and your bones. And if that doesn't scare the shit out of you, read some of these articles. Read some of these articles about what these heavy metals do to your body. Are we trying to scare you? No. We're trying to inform you so that you can make good choices for your own health in your potential business.
Lakeisha, I don't handle the jewelry anymore. So, Lakeisha, we've already explained it, and I don't handle the jewelry anymore. Actually, mine is all bagged up in grab bags, um, and most of it we don't touch. So you can keep on talking your shit, Lakeisha. Go sell your $5 jewelry and lie to everybody about what it really contains because you believe in Misty and Trent Kirby. Bye, Lakeisha. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you a little bit about my story. I had thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of jewelry in my home in a very small square foot home, 1,500 square feet. And I had health issues that the doctors could not explain: bad vertigo, hair loss, migraines, like unbelievable migraines. My assistants started getting the same thing. They would always get migraines when they came over to work. I had two assistants that would come to my house, pick up the jewelry, and then invoice. They would pick up on Monday, they would invoice on Tuesday. Tell me why Monday and Tuesday they always had migraines. Tell me why, right? I'm sorry. It's right there. And it really, after I saw Lead Based Mama's report and I started reading up and saying, how come paparazzi doesn't show us proof of anything? The dots started connecting. And now I live in this house. My paparazzi did not come over to this house. And not only have my assistants, they don't have any more symptoms, I have no vertigo. My hair is growing back. My skin looks amazing. That, I'm sorry, that's beyond coincidence. It's beyond coincidence.
I mean, all of the people on here go, well, why are you still selling it if it's so toxic? We just explained to you. It isn't toxic in small doses over a short period of time, and not all pieces are probably toxic metal containing. What we're stating is this company, for 10 years until just last week or the week before, stated their jewelry was nickel and lead free. It's not. And they've never tested to prove that, apparently. It's not nickel and lead free. They're not claiming that anymore. They're saying they're compliant with the trace elements that can be found. But again, we haven't seen the proof of what the trace elements they're saying it contains are and what that trace amount is. As a consumer, production, manufacturing, importing, whatever you want to call them, company, they owe a duty to disclose that information to consumers, and they are not doing so.
They are
And
not.
we have asked. So, again, there are products for sale all over the United States right now that do not meet these standards. We're aware of that. We probably purchased them unknowingly. But they didn't say lead and nickel free on their packaging when purchased. The company that was distributing them didn't claim it either, but Paparazzi did and still is claiming. So I would like to see the proof of their testing because I don't believe that they test at all. I believe they're lying.
Here's
That
Stephanie.
is my opinion. You
I
all can form your own opinions.
Right. Here's Stephanie Scarborough. She said, Geraldine Feisty Souza, I got my 14-year-old daughter's heavy metal testing back. Everything was within normal range. However, her arsenic level was higher than it should be and came back on the higher end of the range. Guys, just saying.
I am disgusted that I ever worked for a company that lied to me. If you're not disgusted that the company lies to you, then I don't have anything to talk to you about. Like, we're done having this conversation, because that is the basis of any business relationship, or should be, and that's trust.
Correct.
We've asked for proof because we don't believe them. They have operated in a way that does not lead us to believe they are truthful or ethical or upstanding. Where's your proof? I'd like to see it. They haven't provided it. It's been asked for. So I believe that when the testing comes back that we have privately done, and multiple consultants have privately done, it's going to show results that we are going to be unhappy with. But I'm just going to reserve judgment until we have that proof in our hands.
Right. And I can't wait. I can't freaking wait. And by the way, our private testing we did have done, it was all legal. Like, you're talking
Chain of custody, certified state laboratory used in criminal police investigations, very high standards.
it'll hold up in a
It's
court.
not somebody's kid's chemistry test they got for Christmas. So.
No. And it cost a lot of money, and no expense was spared. So there you go. I'm willing to put my pocketbook on it, is what it came down to. And legit, it's my pocketbook. I put my pocketbook on this, that I know for a fact this shit is not what Paparazzi claims it to be. And if they're lying about this, what else are they lying about? If they can have a convention and not mention the deaths of their consultants, and yet it's okay for these consultants to have prayer chains for their business and their commission checks, and that doesn't absolutely, here's the F-bomb, fucking disgust you? Are you kidding me right now? It goes on and on and on. How about the bait and switch when they go ahead and ask you to give them money for their fundraiser, and then you can't claim it on your taxes because
Right.
it's Paparazzi's money, and then they don't even give it to the fundraiser they state they're going to. They decided on their own that they're going to give it to somebody else. And that's not a lie? And you're okay with that? Are you kidding me? And where's the proof of how much they gave those people? Where's the proof?
That is a good point that Kelly Van Valkenburg made, that in addition to the dangerous metals, they now are stating that they contain latex, which can cause severe allergic reactions, that they never disclosed until December 16th. And Emily Jones mentioned that December 16th was the date that the Paparazzi website changed. As of December 16th, they're now disclosing that their stretchy bracelets and rings contain latex, which is a known allergen and should be disclosed to people who can have an anaphylactic response to that. We're going to have Emily come on Tea Time, hopefully next week, because she has done a ton of research and published a bunch of YouTube videos on how Paparazzi has changed their statements about their product over the years. She's going to come on and give us a history of how everything has changed, how they started and where they are now as far as what they're saying about their product. I'm hoping by then we have some of our testing results back, but with the holiday and with COVID ramping up, everything is delayed. We'd hope to have them by now, but we don't want them rushed because we want them to be accurate. So we're not complaining, but we are getting a little, we're impatient, but not unhappy. We just want them to, we're just anxious for them to come.
Yeah, so we're going to have her on because it was her finding. She's been going through the Paparazzi website, and she has the timeline when things have progressively changed on their website. And I find it gross and nasty that not until just recently, after all the tea times and us saying that they're full of shit, fucking shit-filled Twinkie, that they go ahead and throw in that it has latex and that could cause allergies, right? But
there are just so many problems with this company and the product and the statements about the products and their actual truth telling, that if you are still a consultant and think that this is the whole story now and everything's out and you can move from here, I'm sorry, but you are delusional. This is the tip of the iceberg. This is the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, we're not even started. So we're going to talk about our goals for 2022 since Colleen Nicole has big goals for, is her name Colleen Nicole? She has big goals for 2022. So does Mandy Heinch and all these other consultants who are hanging in there because they think paparazzi is going to be their savior, because now they actually came out with a disclaimer saying that they're not actually lead and nickel free. They're just 65 prop compliant. Oh, very well said, paparazzi. You have come to save our lives. Thank you so very much. Well, listen up, bitches. We're not done.
We have just begun, people. This movement's, what, 3.5 months old?
So do you think that because 2022 is around the corner, it's going to be a new year and then we're just done? That all we had up our sleeves was that it contains harmful chemicals? No. You better stay tuned. We've just started.
We got tricks.
We know. It's just begun. So, challenge you to 2022, paparazzi, with your professional HR company that you hired, even though Misty Kirby said she would roll over in a grave first before she would hire a professional PR company.
I mean, I didn't see that was published in the paper. So maybe she didn't. I don't think she did keel over, but I don't know.
No, she didn't. But yet they did hire a professional.
I mean, I hope Monica Vaughn didn't, wish damage upon her. There is a pretty big staircase there at that, corporate headquarters.
So we just started. We're not done. 2022
We've got a potential.
Be huge.
We've got a potential. I don't even want to say it because I don't want to jinx it, but people keep asking about class action lawsuits. We've got potentials lined up. People keep asking about the documentary. We just had our first pre-production meeting yesterday.
So, as you guys need to exit and go to the Zoom meeting so you can do your prayer with Michelle Johnny.
Oh yeah, we don't want to interrupt anybody. Let me give you all that National Prayer Day dial-in for your Zoom meeting in case you want to join it. It's Zoom meeting ID 813-5898-3381, passcode PAPA. For anybody that needs to join that, and yeah.
There you go.
That's the national. Let me get that down. What does it say? Oh yes, the Paparazzi National Day of Prayer, because they stand together.
Yes, and
National Day of Prayer.
They are Christian after all.
For paparazzi.
They don't care about dead consultants. Go with Michelle Johnny for that National Day of Prayer. But
they didn't have a National Day of Prayer when the consultants passed away.
They did not. And
they didn't have a National Day of Prayer to pray for all the consultants that caught COVID.
Nope.
No.
And Michelle Johnny makes more money than Colleen Nicole, and she gave $25 to the GoFundMe account on one of the consultants who passed away. That's so special. So go join her in prayer if you're feeling it on your commission checks, because you're going to need it. Because
if you're praying against us because you think we're the enemy, then you haven't listened to a word we've said.
Nope.
Not a single word.
You know what you need to pray for? That Misty Kirby and Trent Kirby start running their practice with some type of integrity and truth. But if they did that, then their business wouldn't even exist.
So for those of you who are still members of Paparazzi Accessories, you cannot join our Recovering Paparazzi Consultants group on Facebook. The Recovering Paparazzi Consultants group is for people who are confirmed to no longer be active paparazzi consultants. We do have the Crack the Crown page that is a public page where we post these tea time videos. We simulcast these tea time videos and post some things up to give access to some of the same information that we share in the Recovering Paparazzi Consultants group. If you all are not out of paparazzi yet, but you're trying to consider your options, a friend of ours named Faith Divine is actually going to do a new boutique owners workshop to teach people what they need to do to open their own online boutique if they have never had an online store before. places to source wholesaling stuff, because we have all that stuff in our group, but you can't get in until you're certified that you're gone, because we've had too much trouble with people trying to start arguments and drama in the Recovering Paparazzi Consultants group if they haven't already left. So everybody in there now is supposed to be people who are no longer in paparazzi. Faith Divine is, it's the word faith and then Devine. Go to her page. She's got it posted up about the training. I'm probably going to pop in there and give some people some year-end tax tips as well, because there's some changes coming. And this is very important to everybody who owns a boutique. And this is your freebie you're getting from me today. Starting January 1st, all of the Cash App platforms, including Cash App, Zelle, etc., if you transact over $600 in business on them, you're going to start getting a 1099. So people who've been using that to transact business tax-free, that's not going to be your choice anymore. You're going to have to start keeping really good records. Friends and family transactions versus business transactions, etc. This is part of a new tax act. It goes into effect January 1st. You're going to start having tax consequences to cash transactions on Cash App, Zelle, etc. So if you have been trying to get rid of your inventory and do all those things before the end of the year on Cash App so that you don't have tax consequences, I suggest you wrap it up by December 31st, because come January 1st, that stuff's going to change. It is the 28th. You've got a few days left of the new year. We set all kinds of goals. We hope you did too. I don't know.
Shout out to Faith. We don't know exactly what she's offering.
Right.
We're not standing behind it. We're not saying that it's going to change your life. Like, that's just a shout out on something that she's doing. So we're not, proprietors of that whatsoever.
If you want to help support the cause, we got some Crack the Crown tumblers now on bluegrassbling.com.
And we've already spent a ton of money out of pocket doing what we're doing.
So we're trying to recover. We want to pay Jerry back. Jerry paid for all the testing. So the profits are going toward paying back.
And so,
because you guys, we couldn't wait.
Right.
We couldn't wait to do the testing. We needed the information, and doing fundraising is very difficult. And really, we just want the information to get it out to you all. But I do not think it's fair that Jerry bear the cost of that. So we are trying to raise some funds to get that paid back to her, because we've all lost enough money dealing with paparazzi. It's not fair that anybody has to lose anymore. Tiny hands are in. They're going up on the website too. Do you love tiny hands? Jerry hates tiny hands. They're going up on Bluegrass Bling. Anyway, they're in. They're in, and I'm excited. If you need tiny hands for tea time, yes. Just because people asked for them.
I know. So Chelsea Tame says, and I love you, Chelsea, by the way. Do you guys worry about death threats as you continue down this road? I know I would. Hey, I got nothing to lose. Tracy and I have talked about it. We know how I've already had threats from the founder's brother that he knows where I live. We've had threats from Erica Cole. We've already had threats.
I mean, hell, Monica Vaughn just wished us to be physically injured. We've got some creepy dude that keeps, posting weird shit about my daughter. Like, yeah, stuff happens.
Tracy and Caroline's been doxxed already from...
Yeah, I mean, you guys, we know what could potentially happen. Mm-hmm. But we also feel like this is more important than our fear is.
Correct. And on a serious note, Tracy and I talk about it, and we know.
Oh, we do talk about it. And some days we have bad days, you guys. Some days we sit down and think, this is so intrusive. This is, I mean, there's a woman making TikToks about my daughter every day.
Correct.
And it can't, do I have a thick skin? Sure. When it comes to my kid, no. As a mother, it upsets me. As a human being, I don't understand it. Why someone would be unkind to my child. But that's okay. Everybody has their own, I guess, burden to bear in this life. But and people think we asked for this. We brought this to everyone's attention. So we asked for it. We're quote unquote famous now. Well, I'd like to know what you all think we're getting out of this, because we're not getting a damn thing out of it. In fact, we're spending our own money and all of our time away from our own personal businesses to take care of this stuff. This is not a money-making scheme for us, you guys. But the truth is important. And if we can stop consultants from being as absolutely rammed as we were by this company, then it's worth it.
Yep.
But it's certainly not easy, and it's certainly not fun. And being called names and being told we're liars and having our, our morals and ethics constantly called into question and us physically threatened and having our public information exposed on the internet so people can harass us. Yeah, it's been a delight, let me tell you. But I'll tell you one thing. At the end of the day, none of this information is going to go away. And if it isn't us that delivers it, there's 2,120 people in the Recovering Paparazzi Consultants group. Do you think if we got shut up tomorrow that one of them wouldn't pick up the baton and run with this information? This is not some secret society. This is thousands and thousands of people who have raised their hand to have their voices heard and are not going to be quiet now. You can't unring a bell. You can't put toothpaste back in a tube, and you cannot shut Tracy and Feisty up. Nor can you shut up the rest of the Recovering Paparazzi Consultants, because people are sick and tired of being lied to, of being manipulated, and being taken advantage of, and having their religion shoved down their throat, and being threatened with their friendships being taken away, and being threatened with having their businesses exposed. We're going to take all your customers away, because if you can't be with us, you can't be with anybody. You can't do this. If you can't do this, you can't do anything. I'm so sick of people being emotionally manipulated. Maybe you didn't lose a fortune, but I bet you've been emotionally manipulated, because it's a cult. It's a commercial cult. Paparazzi Accessories is a commercial cult. If this National Day of Prayer does not prove my point with an exclamation point and a period, I don't know what does. And if you think for a minute that we're the only two people who are talking about this,
not anymore.
No. Inaccurate.
Not anymore.
And we had so many people come and tell us, oh, it's the language. We can't watch you because of the language. We do get heated. You want us to take our emotions out of it? Savannah Marie put up a video today of somebody in Clubhouse reacting to the Recovering Paparazzi Consultants or ex-paparazzi consultants or the Crack the Crown group. They're so emotional. We can't even listen to them because they're emotional. I'm sorry. You hear about consultants being killed for negligence at a COVID super spreader event and a company not even acknowledging the fact that they died. You're not emotional about it?
No,
you hear about toxic metals potentially being in these products and we're all being exposed to it, and you're not angry or emotional about it? Are you a robot?
No, they're brainwashed with the positive toxicity that they say that they need to be positive all the time. Literally in this damn Clubhouse room, they say, I just can't with the negativity. I'm sorry. When consultants die at a super spreader event, how is there anything positive in there? I'm sorry.
Oh, someone said, well, they wouldn't want you to be angry about it. They loved paparazzi. They wouldn't want paparazzi to be blamed.
And we've proven over and over again how that is paparazzi's fault. And I'm sorry, they lied to me for years to buy their jewelry that contains harmful chemicals and is not being safe for people. And I'm supposed to be positive about that? Fuck you and your fucking brainwashing fucking positivity that you put down people's throats because you're fake. There is nothing fucking positive about this.
If you think the fact that we use salty language means that it negates the entire message that we're sending, then you've got more problems than Paparazzi Accessories.
Sure do. Oh, I'm sorry. Would you be able to listen to me if I did this? I pray for you. And anything that I could possibly say in the most positive way, I pray that you leave paparazzi. I pray. Are you fucking kidding me?
Caroline would like to make an announcement too. Go ahead, honey.
Hi guys. Okay, so next week. Sorry, I look like crap. I've been like.
No one cares. Good. Make your announcement.
But next week, you guys, we are going to do tea time with me and Will, like from Royal Emporium.
Will Thompson.
We're gonna be doing a mental health talk tea time. So that's gonna be a tea time next week. So it's gonna address all the bullying, all the bullshit, everything that paparazzi huns and ex-paparazzi huns have put us through, and our paparazzi journeys and how it affects our mental health. And it's going to be a real open discussion, and we will have a mental health professional on there to help with that as well. So I just want to
the deprogramming part of it. We have a mental health professional coming to tea time to talk to people about how to deprogram themselves from cult-like behavior and bullying.
So yeah, I just want to make that announcement.
She didn't want me to forget.
Because everyone is in the comments talking about how people are bullying us. All three of us, so I just wanted to make that announcement real quick.
So we are going to talk about it, but we're not the only ones being bullied, so we're going to bring that resource to everybody. So somebody asked to have that Zoom information put up again. Here you go.
There you go. Go pray with Michelle Johnny.
Okay, thank you guys.
No, thanks for reminding, because that's important. There are people who are not over this. They're not over being lied to. They're not over having their friends shun them. They're not over having their religion used as a hammer to fucking hit them over the head. They're not over it. People are not okay. Tracy, it sounds like that's like a meme, and it's not meant to be a joke. People are not okay. They're not okay.
When is that show going to be?
Next Tuesday at regular tea time.
They're taking my tea time slot, excuse me?
Just for part of it. You're welcome to
that. I don't remember that being discussed.
So Caroline is your favorite, and she bootlegged your spot. Take it up with her. Well, the thing is, we can do 2 tea times, because we can do one early. We can let them have the mental health one early, and then we can do regular tea time after if you want. Jerry's sad. She doesn't want to deprive anybody of tea time. She's like, what? That's my spot, man. We'll just do 2. We'll do 2. We'll do 2.
This is my slot.
She's like, it's my slot. It's okay. We'll do 2. Because the mental health professional is flexible. We haven't given him a specific time yet. So why don't we let them work with the doc, get a time that works, let them go live with that topic, and then we'll do regular tea time as well. Bonus tea. New year, new you. Actually, it's the same old me, because there ain't nothing wrong with this baby. I'm not changing a thing.
No, me neither. Okie dokie. We actually kept this. We were supposed to keep it at an hour. We're at an hour 12.
We did pretty well, I think.
Apparently, tea time on Tuesday is being taken over by Will, and
we're going to have bonus tea. Mental health. Caroline and Will are going to have a mental health professional on, and then we'll still be on.
I'm okay. That's the mic drop for today. My slot's been taken over by somebody else. Mic drop.
You are not taken over. Listen. We're having tea for 2. Tea for 2. Bonus tea Tuesday. How about that?
If we don't have any stuff, well, we might have something big to talk about, so they might get bumped.
Y'all, if those test results come in,
they might get bumped.
Because I'm telling you, it's going to be good for your mental health to find out after we've been waiting all this time. Mm. I know, Jerry's like, what do you mean? This is my slot. How dare you?
I just don't think my F-bombs and mental health recovery is going to mix very well.
I don't know, because I saw a meme today that a psychologist posted a study that said that people who use expletives are more trustworthy and open-minded than people who don't. You know why? Because when you open your mouth and your truth falls out, it isn't always pretty. But if you're constantly monitoring yourself for how you appear to others, then you waste more time trying to make your lies beautiful than you do making your truth available. So I am tired of everybody telling me how unprofessional it is. And they got, you're an attorney and you cuss like that? Bitch, yes I do. You know why? Because I'm a 50-year-old woman who's been through a lot of shit lately, and I'm really mad about it. And if you're not mad about it, then you need to figure out what the hell is wrong with you. Because this is some evil ass bullshit, and I'm fucking mad.
And guess what? If that theory is correct, I'm one motherfucking trustworthy bitch.
Ride or die, baby.
All right. We love
If
you.
you are lucky enough to have Jerry as your friend, you are lucky.
I'm honest by fault. Here's the dealio. I am not mad about Caroline coming and doing the next tea time. I just needed to stir something up. However, I am very happy that they are coming on. It's going to be a great tea time. Because of what is going on. Caroline's been very bullied through this process, and maybe Andrew may tell a little bit, but he's also under some legal obligations right now, but his story is just horrific. So it is going to be a super good tea time. Even if Tracy and I bow out for a week, please join it. It's going to be a good healing process for everybody. So I am super stoked about it. I was just bullshitting you guys. Seriously. I was just being feisty.
You guys, it's going to be New Year's before we see you. So we truly do wish you a happy New Year.
We do. We wish you a super happy New Year. We got a lot to accomplish this year.
Yes.
And Tracy and I are also going to try to do some mental health days because we've been pushing it pretty hard this year, and
I'm tired. Are you tired?
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Yeah. I'm getting my mojo back, so it's time to get my mojo back. So
somebody want to repeat the name of the group on Facebook is Recovering Paparazzi Consultants. It is a closed group, and you have to answer questions to be admitted. The questions include your name and your former consultant ID, and are you have you left paparazzi? You must answer the question yes. We're not taking current consultants or considering we're not taking those people anymore. It was too much trouble. This is a Recovering Paparazzi Consultants group. It's a safe group. That being said, our Crack the Crown after party on Clubhouse will be taken off after this. So if you all are in Clubhouse, come check us out. We changed it from former Papa to Crack the Crown, so it should say Crack the Crown now. That is open to everybody. There's also a Crack the Crown page on Facebook that you are welcome to comment on if you are a current consultant and just want information. We have multiple admins, you guys, who check that page and are helping to answer questions. Give people information if they can, refer them to, the page once they're out, etc. So that is monitored all the time. There are 18 people helping Jerry and I, you guys. We are not doing this alone by any stretch of the imagination. So do not think for a minute, though there is not a whole team of people. And we're not going to out them because some of them don't want to be a target for Facebook bullying, which has been happening to some of our admins, which is horseshit. And those of you who are doing that are assholes, and you need to stop it because you're a fucking child. Knock that shit off. I got a 17-year-old with more maturity than you, you fucking babies. Stop fucking with our admins.
I have no idea who she's talking about. Yes, I do. Our admins are so good. Like, I call them my personal iCloud. Like, I'm like, can I get bing?
Y'all, before tea time, we were trying to get all our screenshots together to be organized because Caroline was not going to be here with hers. And I was trying to, Caroline usually has this whole file ready. We said, Jerry's like, I need blah, blah, blah. And they're like, bing, 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 done. I'm like, woo, admins.
From the iCloud in 2 seconds.
Tiny hand, high five.
Crazy. So we love them. And with some of you guys know who they are, but this is not just me and Tracy. We may have started it, but it has grown to an enormous
it's not just us
level, and we have so many people helping out. Then they are phenomenal. So, and everybody who is part of the Recovering Paparazzi group, the Crack the Crown group, I love you to bits and pieces. I know I'm not in there a lot. I do kind of sneak in there and comment on people's posts, but we are still in it all together. And join us for Clubhouse. It's going to happen right now on After Tea Time. So let's do this.
So I'm Tracy.
I'm Feisty.
This was Tuesday Tea Time, and we are out. Bye.
Bye.